Well, good evening or good morning or good afternoon, depending on what time you are watching this video, or simply good hello. I'm determined to make good hello a thing. So this is going to be a brief, hopefully very brief, video on our field experience requirements and guidelines and instructions for our summer semester. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and forgive me for looking back and forth. I've got three different screens going. So let me share, make sure I'm sharing the correct one with you. All right, then let me start the slideshow. All right, so again, this is for our field experience. And considering the fact that historically, I've been teaching this class now for quite some time, we won't say number of years, but quite some time. And historically, students have struggled, not saying impossible, but many students have struggled with being able to successfully complete all of their field hours in our summer semesters. The reason for that is that access to students, K-12 students in the summer months, is limited. So this semester, we're going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to use a resource that I used once COVID hit. And right now, IRIS Center, which is offered through Vanderbilt's Peabody of Education College or College of Education, offers free online PD modules, at least free for now. So we're going to use them while we can. All right. So let me go ahead and jump in and tell you about what we're going to be doing. So the online IRIS modules, like I said, I used them during COVID because we didn't have a choice then. So right now I'm making a choice. Then we didn't really have much of a choice. So you're going to navigate to the IRIS Center, and I will show you that whole step process here in just a second. You're going to have to create an account, but it is free. Like I said, at least free for now. Right now, their website says that it's free through, free for now. We'll see how long it stays free. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it remains free for a while longer. But you're going to create a free account and register for the professional development. So when I say PD, it stands for professional development. SPOL 635 has a requirement for 15 field experience hours, period. 15 hours. No ifs, no ands, no buts. Track A, track B does not matter. We have a requirement for 15 hours. Typically, those 15 hours for my course are tied with our assignments. For the summer semester, like I said, I've made some adjustments. So you're going to navigate to the IRIS Center. Like I said, I'll show you how that works here in just a second. You're going to create a free account, and then you're going to add modules of your choosing, things that you think that will be beneficial to you professionally or just of interest to you personally. And they have a plethora of topics, and I'll show you that in just a moment as well. For some modules range from 1 hour to up to 3.5 hours, depending on the module. So you're going to add at least 15 hours worth of modules to your account. Iris will tell you that you have approximately 90 days to complete those modules once you've added them to that account. Obviously, we're only together for 8 weeks. So the 15 hours you want to count for our course, you need to complete within that time frame. Our field experience is due on the start of or before the start of our 7th week of class. So our 7th week of class, so you have 6 hours or 6 weeks, I'm sorry, 6 weeks to complete those 15 hours. So for each one of the modules, you'll take a pretest. The number of questions varies. It's multiple choice, but the number of questions varies. So I can't say that they're all going to be 10 questions. It varies. Then you'll go through the module. I'll explain what that means here in just a second. And I will tell you that the last time that I checked, there was a glitch. So as it's tracking your progress, it may not accurately reflect the number of pages that you've viewed. I'm aware of it. Don't panic. It's okay. You will then, after you've completed the module, you'll complete a post test. I would love to see you score at least an 80% or better on that post test. The minimum score I will accept and still award credit for the module is 70%. And when I say award credit, obviously I'm not awarding any kind of a PD certificate or credit with IRIS, but as far as counting towards your 15 hours. So I don't want anyone to just click through and then say done. I want it to actually be meaningful. since we're using this to replace our in the field experience hours. So I need you to score at least at a minimum 70%, preferably though 80% or better. And as I stated earlier, you'll be allowed to choose, or you'll be permitted to choose any PD hours that they offer. And like I said, things that relate directly to your role or things that you think might be of personal or professional benefit. Completely and totally up to you. All right, once you're finished with completing it, you're going to upload for me the alternate AC or alternate UC, sorry, say that 5 times fast, alternate University of the Cumberland's Field Experience I Learned Dropbox form. I will show you where to find that. You're going to type in your information for me, please. Please don't handwrite it. It's too difficult to read when you think about the fact that you're scanning it up. So everyone's handwriting varies to begin with. And some people like to write in pencil and others in light colored ink, and it makes it very difficult. So I need it to be typed in, please. And then make sure that in that type form that you're also including your reflection statement. It doesn't have to be a dissertation, but at least some kind of a statement that describes what you learned from each of the modules, and then how you will or could apply what you've learned in your role as an educator. The next part, I'm going to hold off on explaining that till after I've showed this to you. So let me attempt to drag and drop. Like I said, I'm using multiple screens here. So I'm going to, let's see, I think I've got incognito one already set up and waiting for me. So just 1 second while I switch that over. So hopefully you can still see that. So you're going to navigate to the Iris Center. And the link was on the front page of that of the PowerPoint. And of course, it'll be provided for you on our iLearn page as well. You're going to hover over where it says PD options. When you hover over the PD options, you're going to click on PD certificates for educators. Once you click on that PD certificate for educators, it's going to require you to either sign in or register for an account. All right. So I wanted to show you what that looks like from that one. And then now I'll drag over my actual account. So this is my actual account. Like I said, I first did this during COVID. So when you look at the things I have in here, you'll see that there are things that default back to when I click on my professional development, things that default, it takes it a second to load. Things that default back to 2020, obviously. So just wanted you to be able to see where that's coming from. All right, so I'm going to drag this back over out of the way for a second, finish going through our PowerPoint, or at least get it a little bit further. So as I just showed you, you can click on the My Professional Development. And when you click on that My Professional Development, it'll show you here my pre-test for this specific one was 70%. It says pages viewed, it says 20 out of 0. Like I said, there's a glitch there. And then it says my post certificate, my post test was 100%. And it shows the dates of completion. All right. So when I say my professional development, this is what I'm talking about. And you get to it from clicking here, or you can go first to the My Account over here on the right hand side. When you go to My Account, then you can click on the professional development. And once it loads slowly, once it loads, then it shows you that information. So when I say here that you're going to upload for me that alternate UC field experience I Learned Dropbox form, and like I said, I'll show you where to find that as well. So let me pull that up for you real quick. All right. So on our content page, let me put it in student mode so that way it looks like what you're seeing. Yeah, I don't know that that'll work. I think that I still have things turned off where I'm working on it still. All right. Sorry about that, but I believe I've got things still hidden because I'm making the video. So student mode won't work for us because you won't be able to see it. So on our content page, if I navigate to the folder that says field experience, I must still be in student format because it's not showing. Let me try refreshing. Don't you just love technology? Oh, lovely, 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 lovely. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. So, like I said, I've got it hidden because I'm still working on it, obviously, because I'm making the video now. And I didn't want you accessing information that was not correct. So, if you navigate to this, once it's visible, and you click on that field experience, you're going to see here that we've got the university's requirement for 15 field hours, and there cannot be a passing grade without the successful completion of those 15 hours. You're going to click on field experience summer for our summer semester. And then it'll explain here the exact same thing that I just stated, that due to our historical issues with being able to have access to students during our summer months, that we're going to try using the alternate field experience option, and we're going to use the PD from Iris. The field experience form is here. So if you click on this, that will take you to that and it will download for you. Mine would force me to save it. Don't know if that's just something in my settings, but it would force me to save it. I'm assuming it will force you to do the same thing. Please type in the information. Like I said, don't just handwrite it in. This is where you will submit those field hours. So field experience submission Dropbox, you're required to do 15 hours. And so I'm doing 10 points per hour. So your field experience is worth 150 of your points for this semester. So 15 hours, 10 points per hour. So that's 150 points for completion of your field experience. You still need to submit for the university. That link is provided for you here. You will also, although you cannot see it yet, but in the summer folder, you will see I asked you to make screenshots. So there's resources here for you on how to make a screenshot or how to take a screenshot in case you're not aware. There's a video provided for you by Iris in addition to this video that just tells you what you need to do in order to earn that PD certificate. And then this is a statement that says, yes, I am aware that there's a glitch in the page counting. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Don't panic. It's okay. All right. And then there will also be a link to the PowerPoint that I'm using in this video that I will upload as soon as I am finished with the video. So you're going to take a screenshot of that My Professional Development from the Iris account. It may take several screenshots. So from what you saw of mine that I showed you on screen, it only had a few things listed. But in order to show all 15, you may have to scroll up, screenshot, scroll up, screenshot, all right? And so you'll upload multiple screenshots if necessary. But I need to be able to see at least 15 hours worth of PD, Iris Module PD, and it has to be completed within the time frame of our course. You may have used this in other courses, especially during COVID, but I need to see that there are 15 hours completed during the time frame of this course. So again, just so you'll be able to refer back to this PowerPoint, this shows you where you click on this. The website is here at the top, https://iris.peabody.vanderbilt.edu. And no, I do not work for Vanderbilt. I've never worked for Vanderbilt. I do not make any kind of residual income by using their resources. They just have a plethora of really good resources that they are offering currently for free. So that's why I'm touting it. So not at all because I have any affiliation, but just because it's good resources and they're free resources. So that's the website. And like I said, you're looking for where it says PD options. Once you click on that PD options, like I said, it's going to require you to either sign in or register for a free account. Once you've done that, you're going to provide your information. You have to tell them that no, you're not a robot. It's going to ask you to complete a survey. At least it asked me to complete a survey, just saying what your role is, whether you're working in a public school or private school, what have you. So there's a little survey. And I believe that the reason for that is the funding that provides for this resource is grant funded. So they have to be able to collect demographics on who's using the materials since to, I guess, meet the requirements of the grant. Once you create your account, then you're going to see this as my account, My Professional Development, and it says you have not scheduled a module. You're going to click here where my arrow's pointing, to add modules. This is just part of the list. This is not all of it. You can choose to filter by topic. So say, for example, if you're working in early childhood and you want to look for things just specifically under early intervention, there's 5 modules available just for that alone. If you want to get better at looking at IEPs, specifically instructionally appropriate IEPs, there's 5 different modules associated to IEPs. Our class is about behavior and classroom management. There are 10 modules on behavior and classroom management. And yes, I do know that I'm requiring you to look at the classroom behavior management part 1 and 2 for our other assignment. And I'm not going to be overly picky if you count that as part of your 15 hours. Would I prefer that you don't? Yeah, I would prefer that you don't. However, you'd have to actually end up going through it here, because going through it through the link that is set up for the other assignment will not count in the PD. The only modules, because Vanderbilt offers modules, Iris offers modules outside of the PD shell and also within the PD shell. They don't talk. So if you completed or you went through the Kahoot, the Iris modules part 1 and part 2 for classroom behavior management for our Kahoot assignment outside of the PD module, they don't count for the PD. All right. So you would be going through again for this, which is why I said it's okay if you count them. So like I said, there's a plethora of things, and you can filter by choice, or you can just scroll down and add the things that you want. As I mentioned, different modules have different amount of time associated with them. So I'm not the one that's going to say, well, you pick 15 things, that's 15 hours. Not at all. I'm absolutely going by what Iris has said, because some modules are longer than others. So like this one on dual language, it's only 1 hour. This one here on early child behavior management is 1.5 hours. And whereas this one on part 2 of autism spectrum disorder is 3.5 hours. Part 1 is 3 hours. So it is completely up to you how many modules you want to complete, but it must total a minimum of 15 hours. Can it be more? Absolutely. However, for our course, you only get credit for 15. All right. So can be more, must be at least 15. Again, so you would come back to here. This is the little thing over here on the side. I can click here to see what PD's modules are available. This little thing here takes me to my account. This little thing here takes me to my shopping cart. Don't stress, it does say add to shopping cart, but there's no fee currently. There is no fee. Like I said, they used to charge for the PD modules. They are not currently charging. So although it's still a shopping cart, it's free shopping. Best kind of shopping, right? Best kind of shopping. So when you get ready to upload from me, once you've completed, you're going to click on that green to get to the My Professional Development. Like I said, for each module, you're completing a pretest. So it'll show me here whether or not you took the pretest. It will show me, like I said, I know that the page count may not be accurate. Don't stress. And I'm looking for a post-test score that shows that you've gained. If we had a pretest of 60, we shouldn't have lost ground, right? You'll see here that these show 91 days left, although I'm not sure if it defaults to 91 or 90. And you'll see here this one was completed in 2020. So for our course this semester, I wouldn't count that. It has to be within the time frame of our course, all right? So again, 10%, not counting it. I'm looking for a minimum of 70%. I want it to be meaningful field experience alternative, not just simply a click, 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 and I'm done. If you want to print out the certificates for yourself, by all means, please do so. You're not required to print the certificates for me. A screenshot showing your professional development. So in other words, this screen right here. And like I said before, you'll probably have to screenshot, scroll in order to get all 15 hours in. So you'll see here that you can click to see your progress. So under the My Professional Development, if I go back, so right here, you see how it says see my progress. So my progress, if I click on this one here, if I click there, this is what it's going to show me. that I took the pretest and scored 60%. It shows me that I've only completed the challenge, so I've only completed 13% of it. And then I went ahead and took the post-test. Post-test, I only scored 10%. It gives you 3 chances to retake that post-test. However, I would highly recommend that if you did not do well on the post-test, on the post-test, that you then review, because it will show you that this answer was incorrect. And you can review, and it tells you where to go back and look. You'll look in the perspectives and resources section, page 3. And you're probably thinking, what are you talking about, perspectives and resources? So let me show you what I'm talking about. So first of all, like I said, there is a brief video. I'm not going to play it for you now, but there is a video that's linked in that folder that I showed you that shows you how to earn the PD certificate. What I'm going to show you is a quick look at just how all of the modules are structured, because they're all structured in the same way. So if I were to go to the resource locator, like I said, I'm just going to pull up one. Let's just click on this one. Well, no, I want to show you how to actually get to it. So let me go back. Sorry. So if I was going to the resource locator and waiting for it to load, that's my problem. I wasn't being patient. It comes up with a plethora, like I said, over here of topics. And if I were to choose behavior and classroom management, and there's 14 modules listed there. And so, for example, the one that you're going through for me first for our Kahoot assignment is classroom behavior management. Now, this is not through the PD, so this is separate, but I'm just showing you how they're structured. So every single one of the modules are structured in the same format. They begin with a challenge, and then initial thoughts, and then perspectives and resources, then a wrap up, and then an assessment piece. So for example, with this one, my challenge, there's a very brief video. We're not going to play it right now, minute and 45 seconds. So you would go through that minute and 45-second video, then you would click next. Then we have questions, kind of like KWL, what do you know in advance? What do you want to know? And then what do you learn? So you're looking at what do you already know? So before you dive into the module, it has questions related to the module to test what you already know, to get your perspectives before you dig in. You're not having to turn in those questions anywhere from me. You can write them on paper, however it is that you want to address them, completely and totally up to you, because you're not submitting that in writing to me. All right. It has the objectives for the module. It aligns with the following licensure and program standards. For our reinforcer survey assignment, we're using the Council for Exceptional Children. You'll see that they reference that as well. And then you'll go through, and I'm now in the perspectives and resources. I can navigate from going through here. If I don't have time to go through the whole thing, I can come back to it later, but I can navigate by clicking here. I can navigate by clicking here. I can navigate by clicking over here on the side, or just simply by going through the page and then clicking next at the bottom of the page once I go through it. So like I said, you'll go through all of the perspectives and resources, those pages. There's a wrap-up section. The wrap-up gives you some more information and then always revisits the initial thoughts questions. After that, the last section for every single module is an assessment piece. The assessment takes you through several different questions, all right? And then there's a post-test. So like I said, though, I accessed it, though, not through the PD module. I accessed it outside of the PD module. So it's taking me back to this because it's within my PD. I've signed up for it. So going through the module and then going there. So maybe now they are tied together. They didn't used to be, you guys. Honestly, they didn't used to be. They used to be completely and totally separate. So yeah, so now it's showing that I've viewed 7 out of the 15 pages where I skipped through things. So for that classroom behavior management part 1, I took the pretest and scored 100%. However, even if you knock the pretest out of the water, and I would hope that I did well on it since I'm teaching a class on classroom behavior management. But anyway, even if you knock the pretest out of the water, in order to get credit for it, you've got to view the module and take the post test. All right. So don't just think, oh, I did at least 80% on the pretest. I'm done with that. It's not going to show completion. All right, so you need to actually go through the entire thing to show completion. All right, let me move this out of the way. So like I said, if you didn't do well on that post test, it tells you where to go back to review. And so that's why I wanted to show you what they meant by perspectives and resources. So again, just to review, this is the page, the My Professional Development. This is what you'll be taking a screenshot for me to document that you've completed your 15 hours. Like I said, 15 hours isn't going to fit on one screenshot. So you'll have to take a screenshot, scroll, screenshot, scroll, repeat, repeat, repeat. Again, I already know that sometimes the page numbers reviewed will work, sometimes it won't. Remember, I'm looking for a post-test score of a minimum of 70, preferably 80 or better. And the date completed has to reflect the time frame of our current semester. It's fine if there's other things in there too, but I'm only counting the ones that are during our current semester. So if I've actually gone through an entire one, you'll see now how there's check marks next to each one of the items instead of those being blank. And then it shows my post-test score of 100%. And then, like I said, you can view your certificate. Not required, but you might want it. You might want it. So what you're uploading for me again is the alternate field experience iLearn Dropbox form, and I showed you where to find that. At least I think I did. Or maybe I started to and then I didn't. Let me make sure. So in our field experience folder, let me back out one more time. So in our, or on our content page, you will navigate to where it says, gosh, I'm not being patient enough. We'll just do it this way. I'll back all the way out. So from our content page, you will go to the field experience folder that will be visible for you after I finish this video. You will click on where it says Field Experience Summer. The fall and spring will be hidden. You'll click on the one that says Summer, and here's that iLearn Dropbox form for you right here. All right. Now you submit it where it says Field Experience Submission Dropbox. All right. Let me move this back out of the way. And so the two things that you're uploading for me is that completed form, typed, not handwritten. Yes, you need a reflection. Yes, for each module, because hopefully you learn something different from each module. Like I said, not a dissertation, just, brief information for each module. And then your My Professional Development showing all 15 of your completed hours with a post test of at least 70% completed during our class time. All right. So hopefully that will give you all of the information that you need to be able to successfully complete our field hours. And hopefully it meets our needs of providing some grace, flexibility, and understanding, considering the fact that accessing kids is difficult in the summer. Absolutely difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. So I'm going to say take care. God bless. And I'll see you soon. Good night or good afternoon. Or just goodbye. Or take care. See you soon. Thanks.